London! Finally, London has hope. And that hope comes down to all of you. We announced this week that I'm standing to be the next mayor of London, but that election is 2.5 years away. The first battle for the future of London starts today, but it is won on May 7th. These local elections are not a sideshow. They're not low stakes. They're not irrelevant. They are the first referendum on Sadiq Khan's London. And we have to make everyone know that his time is up. And to all of you, every Labour councillor who gets elected in May is a vote to keep this disaster going. Every councillor who stays in place is another propping him up while London burns. May 7th is London's chance to begin taking this city back, and that's why every single person in this room matters. I've got to put it to you, you're not here to just clap. We expect you to stand, to campaign, to knock on doors, to deliver leaflets, and especially to run as candidates, to become the political shockwave that this city has not felt in decades. It is up to us, ladies and gentlemen, because London finally has something it hasn't had for a very long time. A real alternative and hope. Because finally reform has landed in London. London doesn't belong to Labour. It doesn't belong to the Tories. It belongs to the people. And that's why you're all here, because the fight to win back London, a London that works for Londoners, not just politicians, not just Labour politicians, but one that works for all of us. Because I can assure you that reform, we're not here to defend failure. We're not here to defend the status quo. No, we're here to change it because the status quo doesn't suit the people. A party that stands for the people who live here, not the political class that ruined it. So from now until May 7th, I will be in every borough. I've already been seeing a few of you. Every corner of this city, building the force that defeats Khan's machine. Council by council, ward by ward, person by person. I can't do it alone. I want you all with me. London is my home. It really made me who I am. I was born here. I discovered my basketball skills here, and I perfected them here. I played in the London Youth Games. I became a senior Crown prosecuting here, and I'm raising my 7 children here, and that is 7 reasons why this fight matters to me more than any election ever could. And I know all of you are here fighting for your family and your children. I love this city, and I know you all love it just as much as me, but I'm not blind to what it's become. London, one of the greatest cities on earth, probably the greatest city, is no longer safe. And that didn't happen by accident. That happened by a betrayal, by neglect. That happened on Sadiq Khan's watch. Let's just go through some of the stats. Knife crime, up by 68% during his 10 years. Robbery, 50%. More than 100,000 phones stolen every year. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also living in a rape epidemic. And for me, crime is an abstract. You all know the story of how my children were targeted by masked men. Day after day, we were terrified. And in a civilized society, in a proper country with proper leadership, I could have relied on the police. But no, I was told there weren't enough resources. Not enough resources. So I had to gather the evidence myself. I had a baby, I put him on the baby carrier, I followed the gangs, I took photos. I protected my children when the state couldn't. And I know a lot of you would do the same. But none of us should ever have to be in that position. I shouldn't have had to be in that position. There should have been police, but most of all, there should have been leadership. There should have been a mayor that cares. But we all know there isn't. I speak to so many women who don't feel safe. In fact, I went to Zara the other day, and the manager there comes up to me and she whispers and she goes, are you Laila? She goes, I'm the manager. I go, why are you whispering? She goes, because can't tell them I'm supporting reform, but she says, I've never voted before, but I'm going to vote for you 100% because she was on a bus and she was being touched up by a foreign man. She didn't want to tell me where he was from. She got to the end of the bus stop. The police were there. They arrested him. Oh, she had a sigh of relief. She got on the bus. The next day, he was sat next to her again. Another time, it happened to her again. And she was met at the end of the bus stop by her husband and the police officer. Sorry, it was her boyfriend. And the boyfriend told the man, you touch my girl again, you rat, and I'm going to show you what's coming. You know what happened? The police said, if you talk to him again, we're going to have to arrest you for racial abuse. Exactly that. She said another time, and this is true, she was mugged for her phone at knife points. The youth was arrested. It was a youth. He had 5 phones on him. The police rang her and said, you know what, we had to let him go, madam, because he's a youth. This is what's happening on our streets. Parents panic when their children don't answer the phone. I panic when my son's out. Has he got into a fight? Has someone pulled a knife? And I see masked gangs roam our streets like no one is in charge and no one's going to stop them. And you know what? No one will. The social contract between us and the state has collapsed. You know why? Because the state has failed in its first duty. And that duty is to keep us safe. You can't have private police. Police and safety is the one thing that we rely solely on the government for. You have enough money, if you're lucky enough, you can go privately to a school, you can go privately to a doctor. You cannot have your own private police force. And when people say that Khan doesn't listen, that's an understatement. He attacks, he smears, he calls us racist for saying London isn't dangerous. He says we're lying because we're all Islamophobic, because he's Muslim. That's what it all comes down to for him. Identity politics, and that's an insult to victims. It's an insult to my kids, it's an insult to you, and it's an insult to Londoners. You know what it is? It's a coward's excuse for failure. Londoners are scared because London is more dangerous. 3 men were just stabbed on Edgware Road this week. You know what? We read it and we're like, oh, yeah? We've become accustomed to it. That's not normal. And he still tells us, my fight against crime is working. Shall we recap his so-called fight against crime? Visible policing, basically non-existent. Any of you see a police when you walk down the street? Stop and search halved, even though we know, and he knows that stop and search prevents knife crime. But again, he politicized it. He boiled it down to identity politics. And what does he do? What does he do in the face of all rising violent crime? He diverts officers into policing tweets, mums and pups at home instead of the streets. This, ladies and gentlemen, is how criminals took control of our great city. And here's the truth, by the way. He's not a bystander. He is responsible. He is the Police and Crime Commissioner. He appoints the Met Commissioner. He sets the priorities. He signs off the budget. The chaos, the danger is because of him. So I'll tell you this, London. If I'm mayor, there will be visible policing. There will be a zero-tolerance approach. Because even if you shoplift a £20 piece of steak, that's corrosive to the community. There will be consequences. You know what there'll be? There'll be a new sheriff in town. And I will launch, I can assure you, an all-out war on crime against knife gangs, drug dealers, phone thieves, shoplifters. And those rape gangs that have been ignored, I can assure you, they will have nowhere to hide. It will be a reckoning. Every single person who let those girls down, there will be a reckoning for them. There will be nowhere for them to hide. See, London isn't just another city, is it? It is the capital of the United Kingdom. It should be a place of pride, of confidence, of belonging. A place where our British flag is seen everywhere as a symbol of everything we share. Our history, our freedoms, our law, our greatness. When that flag flies all over London, it tells anyone that comes here that this country is worth standing up for. And Londoners have had enough of being divided. Pitted against each other. Because in reform, it doesn't matter who you pray to or who you love, your sexual preference. If you believe in this country, if you stand up for Britain, then you are a Londoner that we all stand with. That shared pride is what will bring this city back together, united, and make London strong again. And this fight doesn't begin, by the way, in 2.5 years. It begins on May 7th. That is when we break Labour's grip on this city. Every person standing here, every Reform councillor elected is a message to Labour and City Hall: your time is up. Every Reform volunteer is another door knocked. Every candidate is another crack in the machine. Every leafleting round is another family hearing the truth, is another family with hope. This is how we beat them, not waiting. If you are here tonight, I know you care about this city. Please, put yourself forward. Stand for your ward. Be the person who refuses to let London go, who refuses to let our city be dominated by those that don't care about us, that don't prioritize us. But I'll tell you this, winning back London doesn't start with me. It doesn't start with politics. It starts when people finally say, we will not be governed by politicians who are only in it for themselves. We want a London that works for Londoners, not politicians. He knew that the ULEZ expansion would target the very poorest. He knew. He just didn't care because it worked for him. I want the freedom that safety brings. The freedom to walk home and not be worried that you're going to be mugged. The freedom to let my children go out and not have to call them incessantly and track them on their phone. The freedom to build a future in London without fear. And let's face it, this dream for a safe, secure, united London wouldn't be possible without Nigel. Because for the first time in a generation, Britain has a leader who actually believes in this country, who believes in its people, and a leader that speaks for us, not at us. He didn't build this movement for Westminster. He built it to give the people, to give you your voice back. And that voice is coming to London. On May 7th, we take the first step. We take it together. We break London's grip. We send a message that this city doesn't belong to anyone but the people. And from there, we march, flag in hand, all the way to City Hall. So on May 7th, please, do everything you can so people can have a safe London, a proud London, a London that works. Vote reform, stand for reform, and let's take London back. Thank you.